Good afternoon. I'm Deacon Jay, and today, instead of talking about the readings for the day, I'd like to talk about the problems we have going on in our country today, and in light of the recent problem we had with a fellow that was shot in Wisconsin a number of times by the police. We see a lot of division, we see a lot of violence occurring right now, and it makes you wonder, what's the cause of this? What's behind all this? What's the root cause? And of course, a number of people have said that it's racism, and I think that's the easy answer. But I think it's something much deeper than that, much deeper, that's causing us to be so angry as a country. And I'm going to talk about two root causes. I'll talk about one today and another one in a day or two. And the first one of those root causes I'm going to talk about is abortion, which at times initially may seem like it's not related to this particular problem. But abortion is truly the slavery issue of our time. It's something that divides our country, much like slavery did back 150 years ago, because we didn't get to vote on abortion, just like they didn't vote on slavery. Slavery came in with the country, and the country was founded, and they decided to just kind of let it go, leave it alone when they formed the Declaration of Independence and so on. And eventually they had to fight a war, the freed states versus the ones that weren't freed, to eliminate it. And I think we have a similar divide today. In fact, the country is kind of divided down the middle on this issue. And this has a dramatic impact on a lot of people, and especially as an impact among those that are living in a state of poverty. This makes life cheap, because you can even rip the unborn piece by piece out of the womb and collapse the skull in doing a partial birth abortion. It's truly a brutal way of killing that person in the womb. And this has an impact on all of us, but it especially has an impact on blacks. We should be able to say all Black lives matter, because they do. But among the unborn, we've had 20 million Black babies that have been aborted since 1972. 20 million. Truly, it is eliminating or having a dramatic impact on that race. There's many people that blacks have been aborted since 1972 as the population of the country was in the early 60s. And we have more blacks aborted than are born in Washington, D.C. and in New York City. So it really is having an impact on that particular race. The blacks are victims, also victims of social unrest. There's social unrest as a result of the police, but it's also social unrest by other blacks. And then we also have many blacks on death row, and their lives matter too. All of these lives matter. Life is precious. And this divide on abortion makes us angry with each other, just as slavery did. On abortion, we didn't hold a vote. It was just legalized by the Supreme Court. And many are frustrated because of this. And it's something that we're going to need to address someday. We can't remain divided as a country forever. This abortion leads to a culture of death where lives aren't valued. The old or infirmed are killed due to euthanasia. The unwanted are aborted. And even sometimes those that are not the proper sex are also aborted. The statistics bear that out. So this is an issue that's a core issue at the heart of a lot of problems, a lot of divide that we see in our country today. And it's something that we cannot continue to ignore. And I pray for our country. I pray that our country will eventually have the courage and the wisdom to address this issue. At the very least, it needs to address it by getting rid of partial birth abortion, or those abortions that occur in the late portion of pregnancy where babies are ripped out of the womb. It also should allow different states to vote on abortion separately so they have some control over what they allow, what they don't allow, rather than having the government in Washington, D.C. decide for them and have to live with their decision. So let's close by saying the Our Father to pray for our country. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. God bless, and tomorrow or the next day I'll be back online with another root cause of this unrest that we see happening in our country.